Even if no one else believes you, Aries, trust what your spirit knows. The shiver that comes without warning, the sudden weight or lightness in a room, that faint scent tied to a face you haven't seen in years, these are not tricks of the mind. These are signals, a presence. Something or someone is trying to reach you, not to haunt, not to confuse, but to protect. And if you're paying attention, you've already felt it. The invisible thread pulling at your senses, brushing against your skin like wind with memory on its breath. You didn't imagine it, and it's time to take it seriously. Before we go deeper, write this in the comments below. I, Aries, accept the guidance of who protects me from beyond, not for me, but for yourself, for your own soul. Let the universe hear it. And if you're here now, don't click away. Stay with me until the end, because the final part of this message carries the shift you've been needing, the truth you've been circling around, just waiting to land. And if you miss it, if you scroll past or tune out too soon, you might miss what your soul has waited lifetimes to receive. You're not being followed by just any spirit. This is someone who once stood beside you in life, someone who loved you without condition, who knew your soul deeper than most ever will, and even in death, that bond didn't break. Not completely. It remained unfinished. Not in a tragic way, but in a sacred one. A connection too powerful to dissolve. So now they reach out from beyond, not through dramatic shadows, but through gentle shifts in your world. They speak in dreams, in instincts, in those unexplainable moments that tug at your chest like a memory you can't shake. Subscribe now to Horns of Aries, because this message doesn't just bring comfort, it brings clarity, and you need to hear every word. Lately, you've been feeling off, haven't you? Like something in your environment is changing. Not in loud, obvious ways, but in subtle, sacred ones. The object that falls without warning. The light that flickers when you're deep in doubt. The bird that lands in your path and doesn't move. These aren't accidents, these are messages. The soul watching over you doesn't need to knock down walls to get your attention. They just need you to pause long enough to sense them. And Aries, you've always been more intuitive than you give yourself credit for. Beneath that fire, that bold front, lives a sensitive, awake heart, one that feels shifts before others see them. But this isn't just about connection, it's about protection. Something is forming in your world, a choice, a path, a person, and the presence you're sensing, they were here because they know what is coming, and they want to shield you from what could hurt you. Maybe it's a betrayal waiting behind a smile. Maybe it's a detour that would pull you far off your purpose. Maybe it's a repeated mistake, a pattern you've almost broken. Whatever it is, they see it. They feel the energy before it becomes form, and they're doing everything they can to steer you back toward alignment. If this is resonating, hit like right now. Not for vanity, but as a symbol of your own awareness. A way to say, I feel it. I'm ready to receive. You might think back to a time when you dismissed your gut, when something in you said no, but the world said yes, and you listened to the wrong voice. Not this time. This time, a soul from the beyond is speaking, not with fear, but with fierce love. They're not just hoping you'll get the message, they're shouting it through signs, through dreams, through energy that won't leave you alone until you finally pause, breathe, and say, okay, I'm listening. Because they know how close you are to something that matters. And they know how easy it is to miss the mark when your energy is clouded by distractions or your heart is tied to illusions. This isn't about paranoia, this is about precision, focus, discernment. That soul is here because you are standing at a threshold, Aries, and Mars doesn't send a ram into battle unguarded. They might have left this world suddenly. Maybe they didn't get to say goodbye. Maybe you didn't. Maybe it's a love that never got to bloom, a mentor who saw your potential before you did, or a friend who held space for your soul in ways others couldn't. And now, from beyond, they're stepping in again, not because they pity you, but because they believe in you. They know your power, Aries. They know your fire. and they know you're about to be tested. Your sensitivity isn't a weakness, it's your radar, and it's going off for a reason. So when you feel that shift, that chill, that quiet sadness that creeps in without warning, don't brush it away. Sit with it, breathe into it, listen. Because the guidance isn't coming in words, it's coming in feeling, frequency, and that's the language of the unseen. Aries, you've always been the one to charge forward, to break through barriers and lead when others hesitate, but even the strongest warriors need someone to watch their back. That's what this soul is doing, shielding you from what you can't yet see, holding the line while you reclaim your clarity, guiding you toward what's yours and away from what could cost you more than you know. There's a conversation waiting to happen. One you've avoided, not with others but with yourself. Say it now, out loud, to the space around you, to the spirit you know is listening. I know you're here, I feel you, I'm ready now. You don't need candles or crystals, you don't need rituals, just presence, openness, a willingness to be still long enough to receive. Because once you do, everything changes, patterns start to break, the fog begins to clear, that heaviness in your chest lifts, and suddenly, what felt confusing now feels obvious. The mask on that person, you'll see it. The offer that felt too good to be true, it will unravel in front of you. The opportunity that aligns perfectly, you'll feel it in your bones. But only if you listen, only if you stop gaslighting your own intuition. That soul, that presence, they aren't here to test you, they're here to awaken you, to remind you of what you already know. And if you felt alone lately, hear this clearly, you are not. Not now. Not ever. You are being guided, watched, protected, and the one doing so loved you fiercely then and now. The connection didn't end, it just transformed. So pay attention. When you dream, take note. When your heart races for no reason, breathe deeper. When you feel a push to change direction, trust it. Not every detour is a mistake. Sometimes it's divine intervention in disguise. Your path is shifting, the season is turning, and what comes next demands your full self. No more settling, no more silencing your instincts to keep others comfortable, no more pretending not to know what you already feel. Because Aries, your power was never in logic, it was in fire, in instinct, in raw, honest alignment, and the soul by your side, they're helping you return to it, step by step. Before we close, take a moment to honor them. Light a candle, not for them, but for you. As a symbol, as a promise. Sit, breathe, speak. Say the things you never could. Say what your heart still carries. Say the goodbye, or the I love you, or the I'm sorry, and then thank them. Not just for watching over you, but for still believing in you. Even now, and as the days unfold, you'll see the proof. The signs will multiply, your clarity will sharpen, your steps will feel lighter. And when the moment of choice comes, you'll be ready. Like this video if it stirred something in you, if it lit even a small flame of recognition in your soul, because energy responds to intention, and your click is a signal too. And finally, subscribe to Horns of Aries so you never miss a message meant to shift your path. You are not alone, Aries. You never were. And now, with the veil this thin, you're being shown the truth. You're being offered protection, love, and clarity. Don't look away. Not now. Not when everything is finally beginning to align.